Dozens of people, including children, have been hospitalized after an apparent chemical attack targeting the Syrian city of Aleppo. That is according to the Russian Defense Ministry. These here are images of victims being pulled into hospital for treatment. Medics say they exhibited symptoms consistent with chlorine exposure. Now, Russian military chemists are working at the scene of the attack. The Russian Defense Ministry says the attack was carried out at night, with the shelling coming from an area controlled by Tahrir al-Sham, an Al-Qaeda-affiliated group in neighboring Idlib province. However, militant commanders deny any involvement, insisting that they don't actually have any chemical weapons. Well, let's get some reaction and analysis now. Ali Rizk, a Middle East Affairs commentator, joining us live here on RT International. Good day to you, sir. Thanks for joining us here on RT International. Experts are at the scene. Russian military chemists are there collecting data. How long do you think until they can fully determine what actually happened?
Well, I think that, the determination should be made very shortly. I don't think it will take too much time, especially because, this shelling, as we heard in your news item, came from an area which was controlled by Al-Qaeda and its allies. I did hear some information today as well that there were some French forces or special troops, call them what you want, which were present in the exact same location from where these missiles or these chemical toxins were launched. So that's also something to bear in mind. I'm not sure if that is true, but I have heard this news today, this morning. Generally speaking, I don't think, as I said, it's going to be very hard to uncover what happened. And the Russian authorities have been saying all along that, or have been warning that the terrorist groups do indeed possess such chemical poisonous material and the capability of chemical weapons. And I think this only further proves or underscores this factor. In addition to another important point, if it does turn out that the terrorists are behind this attack, which I think they are, that further reinforces the need to go ahead and launch this offensive against Idlib, because as you mentioned, this attack was launched from Idlib, and if the terrorists are left alone for more time, I think that they will only continue with such attacks, which I think makes it more and more imperative to go ahead as soon as possible to eliminate these terrorists who have this large haven in the Idlib province.
Now, Ali, there have been warnings about militant groups possibly staging chemical attacks as a provocation. You and I have been doing this for years now, and we've seen this time and time again of certain provocations being staged in Syria. If indeed there are militants behind this supposed chlorine attack, what would they have to gain from it? Well, one thing they would possibly gain, I think, is that they could say that, the Syrian war isn't over, that we, the terrorists, we're still alive. We can still carry out attacks. That's one thing, maybe a way to boost the morale, possibly. Another factor which is quite important is that they could prevent the return of those Syrians who fled the country. This could maybe be an attempt by the terrorists to prevent these people from returning, whether it be Syrians here in Lebanon, Turkey, Jordan, anywhere in the world, because we have seen a strong, return of those Syrian displaced who fled. They are currently returning to Syria. This particular attack as well could be, as I said, an intimidation to prevent them from returning. So there are a number of ways, I think, or a number of goals which the terrorists would be trying to achieve by launching such an attack. But, once again, I can't emphasize enough the necessity now of going ahead and getting rid of this safe haven which the terrorists still enjoy in Idlib, especially after this attack.